Get ready for massive news. The world's top tennis players are furious about the prize money at Roland Garros. Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka, and Coco Gauff are voicing their deep and collective disappointment over the financial structure of the Grand Slam tournaments. They are demanding a fairer share of the revenue they help create and are calling out the lack of consultation on these massive decisions.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we look at a major comeback story in collegiate tennis. East Texas Baptist University's men's tennis team fought hard to secure their second back-to-back American Southwest Conference tournament championships. They managed to come back from being down 3-1 to defeat the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor and claim the title in a thrilling three-set battle. We dive into the tension surrounding the Grand Slams. Inside the prize money crisis, we explore why Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, Aryna Sabalenka, and others feel disrespected by the recent announcement, noting that the increase falls short of what they believe they are owed and that they were never consulted. And finally, we switch to the NCAA scene. The 7th-seeded Virginia women's tennis team punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 with a dominant 4-0 victory over Washington. Find out how Martina Gini's Salas and Melody Collard powered the Cavaliers to this major breakthrough, and don't miss the rest of the action. Top tennis players are renewing their conflict with Grand Slam tournaments over prize money distribution, expressing deep disappointment despite recent increases. While the French Open organizers announced a 9.5% rise in total prize money, bringing the overall pot to €61.7 million, leading stars such as Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Aryna Sabalenka, and Coco Gauff remain frustrated. The group argues that their share of revenue from the 4 Grand Slam tournaments is projected to drop to 14.3% this year. They have consistently pushed for this percentage to align closer to the 22% seen at mixed events like Indian Wells and the Italian Open. In response, the French Tennis Federation, FFT, stated that prize money increases are being targeted towards players exiting in early rounds and qualifying stages, with an increase of approximately 11% for the first 3 rounds of the main draw, compared to a 9.8% rise for singles champions. Players criticized the decision, stating that as Roland Garros seeks record revenues, players are receiving a declining share of the value they help create. They stressed that the announcement failed to address structural issues, specifically the lack of engagement on player welfare, and the absence of a formal consultation mechanism within Grand Slam decision-making. The Grand Slams remain resistant to change, one player stated, emphasizing that the current system does not adequately represent the interests of those central to the sport's success. The players remain united in their demand for meaningful progress in financial distribution and governance. Previously, the players had proposed that major tournaments contribute to a player welfare fund, supporting pensions, health care, and maternity leave, alongside increased consultation on scheduling. The FFT defended its approach, noting that the prize money increase reflects a sustained commitment to player compensation. The Federation highlighted that the Roland Garros model operates on a specific economic framework, reinvesting all revenues into the tournament, tennis development in France and internationally, grassroots programs, and significant infrastructure investment, including over €400 million to enhance player conditions and on-site services. The FFT affirmed its commitment to ongoing dialogue with all stakeholders, including individual players, to improve overall conditions. Noi Dung Kai Tight. East Texas Baptist University secured its second consecutive American Southwest Conference Tournament championship in a dramatic comeback victory over the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, overcoming an initial 3-1 deficit to win 4-3. The Tigers clinched the title by winning 3 decisive 3-set matches. /N. The intense contest saw the team fight back from a challenging start. Head coach Tommy Heim praised the resilience of the squad, noting, "We started the match winning the doubles point, but went down 3-1 with 3 singles matches left. Our boys dug down and won all 3 matches in the third set, fighting hard for the wins. Eric was the clincher and played really well down to the final point. I am really proud of this team and the win. /N. Key to the victory was Eric Van Zyl, who emerged as the ASC tournament most valuable player after winning a grueling 3-set tiebreaker in the number 4 singles match, defeating Alec Rule 2-6, 7-5, 6-3. Van Zyl, along with Baptiste Berthier, Sam Black, Mark Armbruster, and Van Zyl, earned spots on the ASC All-Tournament team. /N. In doubles play, ETBU secured the crucial point with victories at the number 1 and number 3 positions. Max Carcino and Sam Black defeated Archero Langle and Davy Savvy 6-4 at number 1 doubles, while Baptiste Berthier and Jacob Daniel triumphed over Alec Rule and Edgar Mayorga Calva 6-4 at number 3 doubles. /N. Singles results demonstrated a significant shift in momentum. Mary Hardin Baylor initially took the lead with a win at number 2 singles, but ETBU mounted a fierce response. Sam Black rallied to defeat Davy Savvy in a 3-set rally. Mark Armbruster also secured a hard-fought 3-set win against Edgar Mayorga Calva. The decisive moment arrived when Eric Van Zyl sealed the triumph in the number 4 singles match, cementing ETBU's back-to-back conference title. The elite tennis community is escalating its demands against the Grand Slams following a disappointing prize money announcement from Roland Garros, signaling a potential major confrontation in the sport's governance. Despite the French Tennis Federation highlighting a 9.5% rise in prize money for 2026, leading players, including Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and Aryna Sabalenka, expressed significant frustration, citing 2 key issues. The increase falls short of the 14% year-on-year growth players expect, and more critically, they were not consulted by Roland Garros executives regarding the figures. This reaction underscores a growing rift between the top players and the Grand Slam organizers. The players argue that the current 13 to 15% revenue share directed to them is an insult, especially when compared to the 22% share already applied at ATP and WTA 1000 events. A major underlying driver of this tension is a sustained effort by player advocacy groups, such as the PTPA, to push for greater financial rights and governance standards across all tennis bodies. The dissatisfaction is not new. The players had signaled their expectations a year prior through confidential meetings, demanding a higher revenue share and greater commitment to player welfare. A collective campaign, coordinated by Larry Scott, has seen movement at other tournaments, including a 20% prize money rise at the US Open and a 16% increase at the Australian Open, though players deem this insufficient. The core demands from the players are threefold. First, prize money equivalent to at least 22% of revenues. Second, a Grand Slam contribution to player welfare, covering pensions, injury insurance, and maternity leave. And third, formal, meaningful consultation mechanisms. While the Grand Slams attempt to frame their position by citing opportunities to shape a unified calendar and invite players into a council, the players reject the notion that the PTPA's legal actions are the sole obstacle. They view the argument as a convenient excuse, asserting that the inability to move stems from a lack of engagement. The informal alliance of top players, known as Project Red, is coalescing around these demands, seeking recognition as a legitimate voice. Escalation is anticipated, with players scheduled to speak publicly in Rome this week and a follow-up meeting planned for late May at Roland Garros. Attention is now sharply focused on Wimbledon's upcoming prize money announcement, which will be a crucial indicator of whether this conflict is isolated to Roland Garros or represents a unified challenge across all 4 Grand Slams. The Virginia women's tennis team has punched its ticket to the NCAA Super Regionals after securing a decisive 4-0 victory over the Washington Huskies on Sunday at the Virginia Tennis Facility at the Boar's Head Resort. The win propels the 7th-seeded Cavaliers into the Sweet 16 of the 2026 NCAA Championship Tournament. The match saw Virginia dominate across both singles and doubles disciplines. In doubles, the Cavaliers secured 2 victories, including a straight-sets win in the first pairing. Singles play was equally dominant, with Martina Gini's Salas opening the scoring with a 6-1, 6-4 triumph. Melody Collard extended the lead to 3-0 with a commanding 6-3, 6-1 win, while Isabelle Lacey clinched the overall match with a decisive 6-0, 6-4 victory. Coach Sarah O'Leary praised the team's performance, highlighting their resolve and competitive stamina, especially in doubles when trailing 4-2. Their composure was so good out there. They stayed so together. You really thought they wanted to be in that moment. They weren't afraid of it. They stepped up to it, O'Leary stated. She expressed pride in the team's toughness and resolve. The Cavaliers will now host the winner of the Baton Rouge Regional in a super regional match on Saturday, May 9th, with the time and opponent to be determined. The final match scores were Virginia 4, Washington 0. The order of finish was doubles 2-1-3, followed by singles 6-5-4.